Most people already know the basics about money. Save a little, invest some, spend wisely. Sounds simple, right? But here's the question. If it's really that simple, why are most people still broke, living paycheck to paycheck, stressed every time the rent or mortgage is due? The truth is, knowing something isn't the same as living it. Without a clear, step-by-step way to apply these rules, most people never stick with them long enough to see results. That's where today's video comes in. I'm going to share with you 5 timeless money lessons. These are the exact same principles that turned Arkad, a broke scribe in ancient Babylon, into the richest man in the richest city of his time. They're simple, yes, but they're powerful. And if you actually live by them, they can completely change your financial life. So let's take a trip back to ancient Babylon. Picture the dusty streets, the calls of merchants selling spices and silk, and the jingling of gold coins in heavy pouches. In the middle of it all is Arkad, a simple scribe scratching numbers into clay tablets all day while everyone around him seems to grow richer. One day, fed up with being broke, Arkad approaches Algamish, one of the wealthiest men in Babylon. He asks him a simple question: how do I get what you have? What followed was not a long speech, not a complicated formula, just 5 lessons. Lessons that changed Arkad's life and can change yours too. Let's dive into them one by one. Lesson 1, pay yourself first. The first lesson is deceptively simple. Pay yourself first. When Arkad first asked for advice, Algamish told him, keep 1/10 of all you earn. Always pay yourself first. So Arkad tried it. Each time he earned 10 coins, 1 coin went straight into his own pouch. After months, for the first time in his life, he felt his pouch getting heavier. He was proud until the festival of the moon came. New robes, exotic wine, music, and dancing all night. Arkad told himself, I deserve this. And just like that, pouch empty. The next time he saw Algamish, Arkad admitted what happened. Algamish laughed and said, you pay the wine seller, the robe maker, the landlord, but you don't pay yourself. That's why you're still poor. Sound familiar? That's what happens today. Paycheck comes in and poof, gone. Rent, bills, food delivery, subscriptions you forgot you had. You promise you'll save whatever's left, but nothing is ever left. Here's the fix. Flip the order. The first bill you pay is to yourself. Minimum 10%, no excuses. Salary, side hustle, freelance, it doesn't matter. You take your cut first. And don't rely on memory. Automate it. Set up an automatic transfer the day you get paid. Think of every saved dollar as a soldier in your personal army. Every month you're adding more soldiers. One day, that army will fight for you. Buying you freedom from a job you hate, funding a dream business, or giving you options instead of a financial panic. I know a guy who worked minimum wage at a bakery. He still saved 10% for 5 years. That small habit turned into enough to open his own cafe. Now he's his own boss. That's the power of lesson 1. Pay yourself first. Lesson 2, control your expenses. But Arkad quickly noticed a problem. His pouch was heavier, but he still felt broke most of the time. So the next time Algamish visited, Arkad complained, I'm saving my 10th, but I'm still poor the rest of the month. Algamish smiled. That's because you confuse your wants with your needs. What you call necessary expenses will always grow to match your income, unless you control them. And wow, isn't that the most relatable thing ever? You get a raise, and within a month you've upgraded your apartment, bought nicer clothes, or gone out more. Suddenly you need it all. Algamish challenged Arkad to track every coin he spent for a month. Arkad did it, and when he looked back at the clay tablet, he was shocked. A gold piece here for a musician at the tavern. 2 silver coins for imported figs he didn't even finish. A handful of coins for sandals he didn't need yet. Sound familiar? It's no different from our $5 coffee every day or streaming subscriptions we don't even use. Here's the takeaway. Controlling expenses doesn't mean living like a monk. It means deciding in advance where your money will go and making sure the important stuff comes first. Arkad started planning his spending before each month began. Food, housing, a little for fun, all inside limits he set for himself. If he wanted something big, he saved for it instead of letting it steal from his future. And here's the modern version. For the next 30 days, track every expense. At the end of the month, circle the ones that didn't give you lasting value. Cut them. Keep the ones that truly matter. The money you free up, that's more gold to fatten your purse and later to invest. Lesson 2, control your expenses or they'll control you. Lesson 3, make money work for you. By now, Arkad's pouch was growing, but he realized something. No matter how much he saved, the gold just sat there. It wasn't multiplying. So when Algamish visited again, Arkad asked what to do. Algamish replied, gold that sits idle is lazy gold. You must put it to work so it can earn more gold for you, and those earnings can earn even more. This was Arkad's first lesson in compounding. Not complicated math, just the idea that your money can have children, and those children can have grandchildren. Excited, Arkad jumped on his first investment opportunity. A brick maker promised to buy rare jewels from a far-off city and sell them in Babylon for huge profit. Arkad gave him his savings. Weeks later, the jewels arrived. They were worthless painted glass. All his gold gone. That's when Algamish taught him the second half of the rule. Guard thy treasures from loss. In modern terms, don't throw your savings into things you don't understand. If you can explain how an investment works, how it makes money, and why it's safe enough for your comfort level, don't touch it. No gambling on hype stocks because someone on YouTube sounded convincing. No pouring your savings into your friend's next big app unless you understand the plan and trust their track record. Arkad never made that mistake again. His next investment was smarter. He lent his gold to a shield maker, an expert whose craft was in high demand. The shield maker paid Arkad a steady return. For the first time, Arkad's gold began multiplying. That's lesson 3. Make your money work for you, but always guard it from loss. Lesson 4. Ensure a future income. By this point, Arkad's life looked nothing like it used to, but he noticed something about time. It doesn't care how rich or smart you are. Eventually, everyone grows old. Strength fades, energy drains. He saw it all around Babylon. Old men who once worked hard, now begging at the temple gates. Women who once ran busy market stalls, now relying on children just to survive. Arkad thought, I don't want to end up like that. So he asked Algamish, how do I make sure I'm cared for in my old age and that my family is secure when I can no longer work? Algamish's answer was simple. Plan for tomorrow as you do for today. Build an income that will flow even when your hands are idle. This was Arkad's wake-up call. Until then, he was focused only on growing gold now. But Algamish was talking about the future. A future where your money works so hard that you can live off the stream without touching the original pile. In Babylon, this meant lending gold at interest, owning farmland that produced crops year after year, or holding shares in trade caravans that brought steady profit. Arkad bought into a small herd of cattle managed by a trusted herdsman. Each season, the herd grew and Arkad received his share without lifting a finger. In today's world, that's your retirement accounts, dividend-paying stocks, rental properties, royalties, or businesses that can run without you. Anything that keeps sending money your way long after you stop working. And here's the key. Arkad didn't wait until he was old to start. He built those future incomes while he was still young and strong. Because if you wait until later usually comes too fast. And by then it's too late to build something meaningful. Lesson 4, ensure a future income starting now. Lesson 5, increase your ability to earn. By now, Arkad was saving, investing, protecting his gold, and even building future income streams. But he realized one final truth. All of that has a ceiling. If your income stays small, your growth stays slow. 10% of a tiny purse is still just a trickle, but 10% of a massive purse, that's a river. That's when Arkad learned lesson 5. Increase your ability to earn. He didn't just work harder. Babylon was full of hard workers who never got rich. Instead, Arkad focused on learning new skills that made his time more valuable. As a scribe, he was already fast at copying tablets, but he didn't stop there. He learned merchant mathematics, negotiation skills, and even how to read contracts so no one could cheat him. One night, a wealthy merchant needed a contract, copied and checked before a caravan left for Damascus. Arkad was the only man in the city who could do both accurately. That night's pay, more than a month's wages, and that money went straight into his growing purse. In today's world, this lesson is more important than ever. Learn a high-paying skill. Get certified. Master a tool that's in demand. Improve your communication so you can close deals or get promoted faster. Here's a question for you. If tomorrow you lost your job, could you immediately offer a skill that people would happily pay for? If not, this is the lesson you should start with. Because when you combine higher earning power with all the earlier lessons, your wealth doesn't just grow, it explodes. Lesson 5. Invest in yourself. Increase your ability to earn. So let's recap the 5 lessons from ancient Babylon. Pay yourself first. Always save at least 10% before anything else. Control your expenses. Don't let lifestyle creep steal your future. Make money work for you. Invest wisely and guard against loss. Ensure a future income. Build streams that flow even when you stop working. Increase your ability to earn. Invest in your skills so your income keeps growing. Simple doesn't mean easy, but if you live by these 5 rules, they'll transform your financial future, just like they transformed Arkad from a broke scribe into the richest man in Babylon. So now the question is, which lesson are you going to start with today? Because the sooner you begin, the sooner you'll turn your own life into a story worth telling. If you found this helpful, drop a comment below with the lesson you're committing to. Thanks for watching, and remember, wealth is built one choice at a time.